Hi, Kutha here. And as I said, it's one of those things, you watch my videos, you know that it's like I occasionally like read the news and whatnot. Most times I don't. I would prefer just to kind of do my own thing because a lot of times I find the news is rather disappointing and depressing. But there are times that, I do read the news. I want to keep up on a few things. And some of the stuff that comes along it's just utterly surprising to read, almost to the point of being shocking. And I'm not a person who's easily surprised or shocked by stuff, but I was just actually kind of taken aback when I was going over Yahoo's news page, and apparently there is this guy named Terry Jones. He's a pastor in Florida that came up with what he considers a commemoration act in response to September 11th, where he's going to, with his small congregation of like 50 some people, get together and burn several hundred copies of the Quran. And when I was reading about this, the first thing that just ran through my mind was just like, uh, you know, uh, I mean, did somebody not read history here? I mean, or, you know, I mean, because burning books, especially burning religious books. I mean, this is the type of shit that like harkens back to days of Nazi Germany when they were burning books to keep anybody from finding out anything negative about the Nazi Party. You know, and now I know that from what I read on there, they're just like, well, we're doing this as a commemoration. It's just like this is not a commemoration to what happened on September 11th. This is just flat out. I mean, this is just like wrong on so many levels. And there's plenty of people who are speaking out about it. I mean, we got like Hillary Clinton speaking out against it, Angelina Jolie. You know, there's guys that are from the local area that are just like they're not like I think like the mayor of the town that's close by there said he's not going to give a permit for the book burning. Which he shouldn't. I mean, it's wrong on so many levels. You know, there's military advisors that are saying that this is such a dangerous action to do because of the message that it sends to the rest of the Islamic world, especially for American troops still over in Iran and Iraq. And, and while I do understand that, yes, there is that concern there, but oh man, I mean, just the sheer audacity of this and trying to hide it behind a commemoration event. This is not the way that you commemorate an event that killed thousands of people. Americans, Muslims, Buddhists, everybody that was in the World Trade Center. I mean, everyone was affected by it some way or another. And this is not a way that you commemorate them. I mean, if you want to commemorate them, pay your respects, wish somebody who had some type of personal stake in this, wish them the best, you know, let them know that you feel for their plight, you know, do not go and burn books, especially Qurans, because I mean, a book is a book, and, the Quran may be the Muslim holy book, but I mean, this would be akin to like I said, the book burnings by the Nazi Party back during World War II. This is man. I mean, this is just. I mean, the sheer. I mean, the level of non-thinking that this Jones character is is suggesting on this. You know, and the fact that he still plans to do it anyway, I mean, you know, I mean, this is not, like I said, this is not something that you just like, oh yeah, you know, we're going to do this because it's, yeah, what's the rationale here? I mean, yeah, you're saying it's a commemoration, you know, but there's, you know, I mean, by doing this, you are insulting, you know, Muslim Americans, you know, all over the country. You know, you're basically saying to them that, you know, we hold you responsible for actions that you had nothing to do against. You know, I mean, you know, you know, I know a couple Muslims back in Iowa City. They may be Muslims, and I don't agree with some of the tenets of their faith, but you know what? That's still their right to have that faith. You know, it's their right to sit there and read the Quran if they want. And then there's some religious character going to come along and is essentially pointing a finger at you for actions that you had nothing to do with. I mean, this guy is not thinking about what this says at all. You know, to the American public. He's just thinking that it's like, well, I think that this is a good idea and a proper way to commemorate. It's not the proper way to commemorate this. You know, like, you know, I mean, this guy is, man. I mean, just the idea alone. I mean, this guy has to be off his fucking rocker. You know, and the guy was kicked out of his old church. You know, for doing another thing that's pretty despicable. I mean, he was like stealing from the practitioners. You know, that got him kicked out, so he went and formed some other church a couple of years ago. I mean, this guy is a real piece of work. You know, to deny somebody part of their First Amendment rights, you know, because from what I understand about Muslim, they do have the Quran there when they pray, you know, and they look at it as, like I said, it's a sacred, holy book to them. And then to sit there, I mean, and this guy, for him to basically deny them part of their religion, you know, saying that this is, you know, this is not how it's done, so therefore we're going to burn your holy book. You know, not every Muslim you run across is going to be somebody that's going to immediately, you know, claim jihad and then strap a bomb to their chest and come running at you, or hijack a plane and crash it into a building. You know, that was a group of extremists. Okay? And by saying that, you know, we're going to burn these books in commemoration, you're basically pointing a finger at every Muslim who does not have those beliefs. Is just, you know, normal people like you or me. They're Muslim, that's their faith, nothing big there. But by pointing a finger at them and saying that, you know, we're doing this in response to your religion, you know, I mean, this is, you know, just flat out blanket, you know, hatred right there, you know. And this is America. They don't have to tolerate that, you know. And I wouldn't blame them for like if a group of Muslims showed up there and started burning Bibles in retaliation. I wouldn't blame them for it. I mean, because it's like, if you're not going to afford them the respect that's guaranteed to them by the Bill of Rights, I mean, it's the First Amendment, for the love of Pete. You know, why should they afford you the same luxury? You know, but you see where that goes too. You know, it turns into a self-propagating cycle of hatred right there. And I don't know. Personally, I think that if this guy does try to do it, I hope to God that the Florida authorities arrest his ass and throw him in jail. You know, I mean, for the very least, arson. Because, I mean, he's not going to have a permit to do this. So take him and his 50 practitioners and toss their happy asses in jail. So, like I said, this is just, like I said, it's just so wrong on so many levels. And, like I said, I was actually pretty surprised when I read about it. And, you know, I mean, it's just flat out wrong. And it sends the completely wrong message. And, you know, to Terry Jones, you know, you're a fucking idiot. Don't do this. And, you know, for the love of the God you claim to worship, think about what you're about to do.